Marhaban. Right now we're going to talk about past tense verbs, what we call in Arabic al-fi'l al-madi. As we saw a couple of videos ago, we form present tense verbs by adding prefixes and suffixes depending on the subject of the verb. As you can see here, when we're conjugating verbs in the past tense, we just add suffixes. This is a chart showing the verb darasa, to study, in the past tense, and you notice that we conjugate just by tacking on little somethings at the end. If you look, you can see that the simplest form, the one with the least clutter, the least extra adornment for conjugation, is the huwa form, darasa. We just take the stem of the verb, and aside from that fatha at the end in Fusha, we don't really change much. If you were going to look up this verb in an Arabic dictionary, that is the form you would be looking for, the past tense third person singular form, the huwa form of the verb, in a traditional Arabic dictionary. Some dictionaries function a little bit differently nowadays. Also, notice here that we have some slight variations in the dialect forms, but nothing terribly major. So whichever dialect you're studying, you can take a look at the variations. One of the most significant differences tends to be the final vowels at the end. For example, if I wanted to say in Fusha, I studied, I would say darastu with that dhamma at the end. But in Shami or Masri dialect, you would say darast, even though you were talking about ana. Also notice down here we have dual conjugations and third person feminine plural conjugations. They don't have real equivalents in dialect. They're very rarely used in colloquial speech, but we're including them here for the sake of completeness. So now let's try some examples. If we wanted to say, for example, she worked in a bank. She, hiya, we're going to take a look and see what changes. So we see that we have that ta with a sukun. So we're going to take the stem of that verb to work, amala, and add the extra to make it about her, about she. Amalat fi bank. Or if we wanted to say they knew the student, we would go to that they, hum, okay, darasu, wow, with that decorative alif at the end. So we take that stem of our verb, arifa, and then we add waw, noon, arifu, at-talib. Or if we wanted to say she talked with the professor, she spoke with the professor, we would take that stem again, takallama. Notice that ta is actually part of that stem. We're going to see more about this later when we talk about different patterns of verb, but the ta is part of the verb. She spoke, takallamat, ma'a al-ustadh.